Hey guys, Mr. Happy here and welcome to my lore overview for the main story extension in patch 2.2 of Final Fantasy XIV A Realm Reborn. This video will quickly recount the events of how the main story is evolving in this patch. There will be story spoilers in this video, so if you don't want to be spoiled, I recommend turning this video off in the next 5 seconds. You have been warned. The story starts with the theft of a number of crystals from Amangina and Sons. While searching to find the culprit behind the crime, Yudian J becomes aware of the appearance of refugees from the land of Doma on the continent of Authard, seeking an audience with the Eorzean leaders. However, this matter is not made pressing until later on. You eventually discover that a band of sea wolves loyal to the Sahagin were responsible for stealing the crystals. As you seek to continue your investigation, your attentions are drawn elsewhere. Alphinaud has called upon you to converse with the Doman refugees about their goals to obtain an audience with the Ul'dah leaders. You find them in the Royal Promenade in Ul'dah and bid they explain their story. You discover that Doma was under Garlean rule and that a war within the ranks of the Garleans had broke out over who would succeed the current leader of the Empire, whom last we knew had fallen ill. Alphinaud presumes he may be dead but quickly changes the topic. The Doman refugee leader, Lady Yugiri, explains that they rebelled against the Garleans and hoped that this internal conflict would scatter their resources. Alas, they were crushed and were forced to flee as Doma was razed to the ground, an example to neighboring city-states. They now seek asylum in Eorzea with the hundreds that survived. Alphinaud works on getting an audience while you help the Domans secure some additional supplies. Once the audience is arranged, Yugiri pleads with the Ul'dah leaders, offering manpower in exchange for shelter within the walls of Ul'dah. At first, some leaders agree to the terms, before Lolorito persuades the other leaders to refuse the offer. Without a place to provide shelter, Yugiri looks for other options. Raubon suggests that the Domans move to the outpost in Revenant's Toll, where they may provide aid in exchange for food and shelter. Teleji Adeleji, one of the leaders who sided with the Domans before, offers to provide transportation for the Domans. The necessary arrangements are made, and you escort the Domans to Mordona. Upon their arrival, you assist in getting them situated before you are eventually called to the Rising Stones. Y'shtola reveals that further investigation on the stolen crystals from before led her to Vilbrand and that the Sahagin's allies, the Serpent Reavers, were the culprits. Without a doubt, this means they will attempt to summon Leviathan, the Lord of the Whirls, who rules the seas without match. Additionally, the Sahagin priest leading the summoning spoke of obtaining a gift of eternal life and knowledge from someone he refers to as the Emissary. This is, without a doubt, Elidibus' doing. But can he really just grant the Echo like that? Minfilia has to know and will join you on your crusade to stop Leviathan from being summoned. After reporting to Admiral Merlub, you head to Camp Skull Valley. You help prepare the operation before ultimately charging into the Sapsa spawning grounds. Upon arrival, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, along with Lady Yugiri, lay waste to the forces that would oppose you. Lady Yugiri and Thancred expose their mastery of a new art of combat and decimate the enemy. As you charge up to stop the summoning ritual, Merlub shows up and begins to open heavy fire with her dual pistols. However, she cannot stop the Sahagin priest from obtaining the gift of the Echo. She attempts to execute him, only to have his soul move from his current body to a new one. The Sahagin is now immortal, using the gift of the Echo to bypass his need for a flesh body. The summoning ends up completing, and Leviathan rises from the sea. Leviathan absorbs the soul of the Sahagin priest, killing him before swimming out to sea and decimating the Limsa ships. He now makes his way out to open sea to summon a tidal wave, which he will use to temper and morph the lands of Lenosha, granting him more followers and giving his Sahagin followers more spawning grounds. He must be stopped. But how? Marshal Einzar speaks of using corrupted crystal to provide a barrier and limit Leviathan's control over the elements of water. By strapping two small ships together and creating a vessel to carry the machine powered by the crystals, and using a ship to tug the vessel out to Leviathan, it may provide the Warrior of Light and his fellow adventurers the ability to fight Leviathan in an advantageous situation, despite being out on the open seas. Merlub arranges the creation and execution of this plan swiftly, before Leviathan can summon his tidal wave. You are shipped out and attack the Primal head-on, eventually overcoming his deadly attacks. The plan has been a success, and Leviathan has been vanquished. With great pleasure, Merlwub thanks you and the Scions for their assistance, even agreeing to provide provisions to the Doman refugees in Revenant's Toll. As a thank you for this, Lady Yugiri agrees to teach those who would learn it her specialties in combat. only to learn that there is a secret society in Limsa Lominsa that teaches arts similar to hers, which is how Thancred knew how to fight in a similar manner to Yagiri. With this agreement in place, the meeting is finished and everyone goes their separate ways, with Yagiri off to spread her techniques to those capable of learning them. Y'shtola seeks a private meeting with the Admiral and extends a warning to her that all races, men or beastmen, deserve the right to live, that the actions of Limsa Lominsa eventually led to the primals being summoned. She expresses a desire to coexist with the beastmen before excusing herself. You yourself return to the Rising Stones after helping Yagiri become situated in Limsa to teach her martial arts. Minfilia expresses interest in what happened to the Sahuagin priest from before. While he became immortal with the Echo, he was eventually absorbed into Leviathan, meaning that the Ascians could likely be killed through similar means. They claim to be immortal, but, as Minfilia says, they are not invulnerable. The answer to defeating them is getting closer. This good news, unfortunately, is overcome with bad news, as the island of Val to the northwest, home to the students of Baldessian, has been completely destroyed. It no longer exists. Even more troubling, a magic similar to Ultima was used to destroy it. This, without a doubt, means the Ascians are behind this. But how could they invoke such a magic? Only time will tell. One last teaser at the end. Teleji Adeleji is seen remaining in the audience chamber for some time after a regular meeting with the other leaders of Ul'dah. One of his subjects comes up in a worried and frightened state, questioning what Teleji's plans are. He replies with an evil smile and simply states, "Revolution." What revolution could he be referring to? Hopefully, we find out in patch 2.3. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this overview. If you did, be sure to like, favorite, subscribe, and share for more Final Fantasy XIV videos. Also, I'm going to be posting a video alongside this one with my thoughts on the main story, my theories, and where I think that we're going to be going from this point on. Mainly with things such as the thief/ninja job that was teased in this little extension of the main storyline. Also, be sure to like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter, where you can get updates about when I'm posting videos like this one, as well as many other videos. Also, be sure to follow me on Twitch, where I do live stream Final Fantasy XIV. I answer questions live if people have ideas, if people want to pick my brain a little bit. I do it live, so you should come by. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching, and until next time, take care.